How you doing, everybody? Long time no see. Right now I'm on a morning walk by the iconic Bay of Fundy. The tide is in right now, and I just wanted to make an update video because it's been a little while. So I am pleased to announce that after a long winter, we are entering another storm season. Now, to recap, last year's storm season, 2025, ended up being my poorest season in pretty much the entire time I've ever been storm spotting. So the season started out okay. There was a couple of okay storms and some chase days, some bus chase days. But I want to say it was around late July or August, which is normally peak storm season. This dry pattern set in that remained for pretty much the rest of the summer, and it essentially cut storm season off right there. So not the ideal year to start a storm channel, but not only are the early outlooks actually looking pretty decent for this year, so we'll be optimistic, we actually have a unique opportunity this year that I want to discuss. So as some of you, or none of you, may know, last year I was working part-time at a store, which means that I could have been scheduled for any hour of any day of any given week. So if a storm was going on, if a storm day was happening, I would be at the mercy of my schedule. So that's always how it's been in my entire time spotting, but this year's a little different. So now I'm actually working at a different place, full-time hours. Now I know that sounds worse right off the bat, but it's actually night shift that I'm working. So the unique opportunity that I have this season is the fact that I can basically chase any daytime setup that is forecasted. I won't be restricted by work because I'll be off every day. Now, I do sleep during the day, but we can work around that because it's better to lose sleep than work. And you just make up for it the next day or even that evening if you want. Of course, the only exceptions to this is those nighttime events that produce those cool lightning light shows. Unless they're on the weekends, then it's even better. And those unforecasted storm days that just pop up out of nowheres. We'll probably end up sleeping through some of them, but I think it's worth it. Because when peak season rolls around and we get those forecasted storm days, and there's a new high-res model coming out, that's something to look forward to. We'll be ready for them. I'll track them, I'll get home from work in the morning, I'll see how much time I have to sleep, and then we'll be ready to go for them. Another thing that I want to bring up, so if you saw my community post a couple months ago, you would have saw that I might have teased some possible new equipment, and that we'll have to see if, quote, if I would pull the trigger on them or not. Well, there's a couple things that I did pull the trigger on. Now, the first thing is I actually went and got another camera, a real camera. Now, my whole idea last year with the backup phone mobile hotspot thing was a bit clunky and chaotic to use, especially in the field. It just ended up being kind of annoying. But this camera is going to solve that problem by simply prioritizing it as my main video camera. Now, I'm not using it right now. I'm kind of just walking on this rocky shoreline, so I didn't want to risk it, but it'll be on tripods most of the time, so that's kind of the idea. Now the second thing that I went ahead and got is supposed to solve, or at least heavily combat, the biggest problem with storm spotting in my region. So here in Atlantic Canada, our terrain is home to lots of forest and rolling hills, which is a nightmare for trying to shoot your storm. But with this drone that I got a DJI drone that's meant to combat it, essentially. It's pretty simple. I go up and it can see for miles. Now, obviously, the limitations with this is that you can't really do it at night, and you definitely can't do it when it's raining. So the ideal scenario of which we would use the drone is if we're maybe in this forested area, we're trying to peek through the tree line, but we can't see the storm. We send the drone up. And it can see for miles, and it can see all the structure we want, provided we're far away from the rain, because you don't want to chance it. I don't have like a Mavic or whatever drones have waterproofing. And of course, I'm sure it'll be fun to just send up if we are in a nice spot too, and we just have some free time. I think overall it'll be a fun tool. So I think that's all I wanted to mention in this little update video. The next video on the channel should be a real storm one. We'll be getting back in business. Now, as of the day that I'm recording this, tomorrow, there's actually a slight possibility for some early season action. But the models are a bit uncertain, so We'll see. I'll be watching it. But whenever it ends up being, I will see you guys on the next storm day.